Hi, hello, welcome back. So today I'm going to be building a classic auto level. If you've seen my video revisiting my 2.0 levels, you'll know that I used to do this back in the day so much. The amount of auto levels I cut out of that video is actually ridiculous, and I kind of wanted to revisit that today. So last night I spent like half an hour going through a bunch of old like 1.9 and before auto levels, and a lot of these are actually pretty decent. I did like them. So today I kind of want to make my own. Now the song that I'm going to go with is Spaghetti on the Side here. This is the song that I used in This Is the Police, which is another really old level that I made, so I thought it was kind of fitting. And I do actually like where the song goes. You can hear it kind of like... And yeah, I don't know, this will probably end up being a series, I'm not 100% sure, but I just kind of felt like doing it and I want to give it a go. First thing I want to clarify is I'm not just going to be making like extreme demon gameplay and then just making that auto. None of this, alright? I'm not doing that. And yeah, I don't know, just try and do as much with the auto format as I can, really. I think that could be cool. I'm also not going to worry about the deco being feature-worthy or anything. I'm probably just going to go with more of a 1.9 style. I don't know, I just kind of want to do as much as I can with the format without worrying about the deco being super amazing or anything, right? With that being said, I guess let's just get started here. I want to start because the song kind of goes... I want to have like a blue pad and then maybe just like this with a... that. No, I'm already making normal gameplay. I'm such a moron, dude. All right, I'm going to start with a 2 wide structure here and then maybe do something like this. Could be interesting. I'll scale down a portal. I kind of want to like have it sync to the music as much as possible, right? Hang on. I think if I do this, that'll be like a kind of like a black orb type thing, I think. No, that does literally nothing. Okay, sure. What if I do that? Yeah, okay, that's cool. Stole that from Well Rested. And then I'll have it fall down, so it's like dirt, like there maybe? Yeah! Oh, I love that! Okay, awesome. And then I might make it go into a ship or something. Now, before I start work on that ship part, I think we should probably decorate this. So I might start off with a little bit of like stolen deco from myself. Don't worry. I started work on this just for fun. It's kind of like a 2.0 feeling type level, right? Been trying to experiment with structures a little bit more, which I'll probably make a full video on at some point. But yeah, something that I want to use from that is if I come into this tab here, use these things here, and these will be animated. I need these to be a different color though. Oh yeah, I've got a bunch of colors set up. They basically all just copy the color of the background. Yeah, that basically means that I can just change the color of the background to whatever I want, and all of the block design color will change as well. Okay, so something like that I think will work quite nicely, and if we hop into the game, we should see... Yeah, that's animated like that. I like that. Okay, cool. Okay, so now the rest of the structures. What are we gonna do? I think having these go down like this is what I wanna do. And then maybe having some of these in between would be quite neat. I do like doing that. And then I can like copy paste that so it goes all the way down like that. And then maybe chuck something in between, like, I don't know, some of these. So yeah, if you couldn't tell, the strategy I went with for this was basically just throwing a bunch of objects in and running with them, which is something I haven't really done that much historically, right? It's a fairly inexperienced and unconfident creator, I don't normally do that kind of a thing, but I've been doing it a lot more recently, and honestly, it's so much fun. Just putting objects in and being like, I don't know if this will pan out, but I'm just gonna run with it and see what I can do anyway is honestly really fun. Highly recommend, but anyway, it's time to go back to the block design. I'm tempted to go Shoxidian mode and like put one of these, make it black, have that go down like this, and then layer below just like a block with actual values on it. So I'll make that background but brighter. That is not background, that is the opposite. Actually, that could be neat as well, to be fair. If I just do that, right? It's a little bit funky. It's a little bit funky. I think that looks a bit better. And then maybe I can have these pulse downwards. Yeah, I think that would be cool. But before I do that, I think this block design needs a little bit more detail. I do dig that. Okay, cool. And then just because, you know, I'm a glow man, I'm a glow guy, have that kind of go down the sides like this. And yeah, I don't know, just makes it look a bit nicer, a bit more round, you know? It is very Shoxidian feeling, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not trying to rip off Shock, all right? I don't want to. Well, let's just copy paste for the most part. I'm gonna have to create my own original designs for each of these, but for everything else, I can just basically copy paste these, yeah. Ooh, this is a cool design. So yeah, I've added a couple more structures around the place just to like fill in some stuff a bit more. And of course, I can add some form of a spike design onto here or whatever. I gotta make sure this stuff works on 60 Hertz as well. And make sure it works on any sort of refresh rate as well. That's kind of important. I've run into a bit of a problem. These gaps are odd numbers apart, which means I can't do this with the slopes. This is the issue with doing this type of a design. I guess I could just add like another structure down the side of this, and that might be a solution. And then I'll do that like here as well. Do it in a couple places. It'll have to be up here too. And then I can copy paste and use these across here like that. Yeah. All right. And I've gone ahead and copy pasted all of that design. Well, not copy pasted, but applied the rest of that design. Okay, fine. It was a lot of copy paste, but I applied that design from the first one to the rest of the structures here. And now we need to come up with a design for this little bit down here, which I don't think I'm going to do anything too crazy for. I might just chuck like a chain up the top, maybe. Maybe I'll use these. I never use these. How do you even use these? Without the chain, that looks all right. I dig that. I dig it. I might just keep it like that. That'll honestly work. You know what? Yeah, just add a bit of glow to that. Will be sweet. Maybe even just down one side, so it's like a little bit, ooh. All right, and from there, I decided to address a bit of the elephant in the room, that being this first structure here. When you start the level, you see the bottom of it, and it's a bit ugly. And instead of just extending that first structure down and calling it a day, I decided to cut it off with these little ground spike slopey bits that come across. And after trying my best to hold myself back from just putting another structure down, I put another structure down. And then from there, I just polished that up by adding another layer of the ground spikes below and just kind of tucking them in like this. You only see this part of the level for like a split second, so it doesn't really matter too much, but I wanted it to be at least feeling coherent, if that makes sense at all. All right, and in terms of these spikes, I might just get this one, make that 7, 7, so it's black, and then just make sure that's laid above, and then just, yeah. I think that's probably pretty good. Now I'm gonna chuck that in all of these different spikes. Very simple stuff. I'm really trying to get better at like implementing contrast and like black and white into my decoration, because I feel like it's very monochrome and very samey a lot of the time, so I'm trying my best to improve in that, and I feel like I'm doing a decent job here. All right, something else that I'm gonna do, I'm not sure if this is gonna make it look better, but I'm gonna select all of this and turn glow off. Oh, this looks a million times better. Okay. Now what I could probably do is start to add a bit more connector deco. What do these things look like? I'll just use these things. I think that's cool. Yeah, sure. I've been really enjoying recently just going through and just making stuff, not really caring about deco that much. And that's kind of what I've done here. Yeah, I don't know, just kind of ran with stuff, and it's fun. Okay, now I'm probably gonna do some pulses and color changes. So let's do this. And the best part about this is that I can pulse the background to like whatever I want, and everything else is gonna pulse with it. But I can also pulse just individual colors if I want to. But yeah, let's start off by pulsing the background here. And the way I'm gonna do that is literally just by doing like this and then saturation down. Then what I might do is some pulses as well is what's the color of these things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pulse color to white, actually. I can kind of pulse that at the same time as these, and then I want some other pulses to be kind of alternating. It's not super like intense or anything. Yeah, I like that. What I kind of want to do. Ooh, okay, I really, really want to do this. I'm going to go to this layer with these background blocks here, and I'm going to select all of these top blocks here. Oh, I got to disable link controls. Give me a sec. Select all of the top blocks here, and I'm going to have a pulsing effect that kind of pulses down them. So I'll make those 2, 3, 4, etc., etc. And I'll just do it up to 4 so far. So I'll do 2, and yeah, I'll pulse it to white, and then 3, and then 4. Oh, these will need to be on group, by the way. And you should see that those pulse white behind, right? But what I can do is rotate those so they kind of go like that. So I'm gonna do 2, and I'm gonna actually pulse it to a bright green color, kind of like desaturated like that. Yeah, I'm gonna do that just on the beat. All right, I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. Let's see that in normal mode. All right, cool. I'm actually really happy with this. Wow. All right, I think I'm going to call this part complete for now. I might come back and add a custom background later, but for now, I'm just going to call this complete and move on to the ship part. I might do this and the ship part in today's episode, and then maybe leave that off for the future. I'm not sure. But I think for the ship part, what I want to do is kind of have a very similar design, but I want to build off of it. I want to do something a bit more. Incorporate these types of structures a little bit more because they're kind of introduced here, but they're not used a huge amount, right? All right, so I didn't talk much during the gameplay building of this section, but basically I put a blue pad here and then started doing this pattern with reverse portals and then pads like this. Boom, clap, boom, clap, boom, clap, boom, clap. and then it'll get into something else, right? Then after that, it was time to start work on the structures, which I started with outlining these pillar structures here. Didn't build them all the way to the ground for whatever reason, but they're there. And then I wanted to do some bigger structures, and for those, I thought I'd take the design from the other structures and kind of lay them on their side. From there, once I had that planned out, it was time to just apply the same kind of style of the deco to the rest of the part. Alright, so I've gone ahead and taken all of the block designs from here and applied them over here. Very simple, mostly copy paste. Anyway, I want to do something kind of similar with these slopes, and I'll probably use the same slopes, but I want to use them a little bit differently. But I want to put this here and then make this like T2 so it goes above, and then kind of put it above these structures like so. And I think that would be a lot more interesting of just a way of doing it. I don't know. Something like that. Yeah, okay. Don't know what that little tune was, but it's fine. You get a little tune. How nice is that? Oh my god. I might put another structure like in here. I think that would probably not be a terrible idea, to be honest. Yeah, so you can kind of see the vibe that it's going with here. I like that. Yeah, I think that's cool. And then we need some form of a design on top of these. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I'll do this and then I'll copy paste, shift it up, and then layer it one behind and give this just like a blending color. And then what I could even do, oh, okay, if I'm sneaky enough, I could do two, give these the groups of the other ones that we had. Is this gonna work out? So now you can see when I play the music from back here, that pulses across. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, awesome. All right, I'm going to start off the rest of this deco by copy pasting this kind of portal design like so. And then I can also go ahead and continue the connector deco. Oh, that's half space. Why would I half space? I'm such an idiot, dude. It's fine. It's fine. We're good. We're good. I feel like we need more of the other color here, the other contrasting color, because now that we don't have as much block design, we don't have as much of it on screen, right? I'm tempted to just add like these things in here. Yeah, that introduces the color a lot better. I like that. Okay, cool. We also need to add a couple more munches and whatnot in this part. Something I do need to do, though, is layering. Layering's fun, dude. I love layering. Okay, now I think I can probably add these, or maybe I'll just do, like, one of these guys. Yeah, I think that adds heaps to it, dude. That's awesome. All right, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a bit of a background color change once you get into here. And I'm going to change it across 0.2 and change it to a little bit more purpley, maybe. Change it to a bit purplier, but I'm gonna have to make it a bit brighter because purple is just naturally a darker color. Yeah! Oh! That's awesome, dude. I love that. What I might do now is do a bit of a custom background. So let's go to a layer I haven't used. I guess layer 5, yeah? What I might do is a custom background. And this is a big might. This is more of a test. I'm going to take a cloud, scale it up to 2 times here. Background blending, but a lot darker. And then just kind of cloud spam. And then kind of follow the player with that a little bit. So I'll give that group 8. I'm going to copy paste that, flip it, and then give it the next group, which is group 9. So it's got like a bit of a parallax with it. Maybe that'll work. It's kind of an interesting effect. I'm going to take that and run with it, I think. And then I want to start utilizing a little bit more vertical movement here. I don't know if I want to go straight to the ground, but I want it to be like a little bit more vertical. Because doing that in normal levels is kind of hard because you can't really make that very sight readable and fun. But because it's an auto level, it doesn't matter. You don't have to play it. You don't have to sight read it. It's great. This is getting really annoying with the clouds now. I'm trying to make this like sync to the music as much as I possibly can. Maybe, yeah, even go above the clouds at this point or something. I'm a bit wary to do slopes, but I feel like slopes would kind of work with this. I don't know. So I'm starting off with just cube, kind of building up with a bit more height. Then you go above the clouds, turn into a ball, and then it kind of mini, and then drop right here. I like this little trick with the portal and the pad. I think that's kind of cool. And then I could do more slope stuff here with like a bit. Nice! Yeah, I actually really like that little bit before with like the ball. That like little mini ball part there I think is really, really cool. I like that. Yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. All right, now to create some new structures here. Oh, I'm nervous, dude. What I'm tempted to do is have some of these and then have the rest be slopes. That doesn't quite line up super nicely. What if I do like that? Ooh, that lines up nicely. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I like that. That's a good structure. And 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's beautiful. I can do that and like incorporate it into that structure a little bit if I wanted to. And then I'll have that come down and then maybe have a big structure coming up the middle like so. Yeah, I think that could work for sure. Maybe even when it comes up, if I have a couple slopes here that when it comes up, it kind of like can have a saw blade just kind of nestled in there. I do kind of like that. It has something that feels a bit off about it though, and I'm not sure what. If I do that, yeah, I like that a lot better, I'm gonna be honest. Or if I could get away with expanding it by 1 more on each side, which I might be able to, I could put some shallow slopes like that and then put a big saw blade in there. And then I could just make this like hollow on the inside just so it's a bit nicer. Yeah. Or even just have these kind of the way that they're structured be 2 pillars connected with something in the middle. So if I have like pillar, pillar, you there, and then kind of you there, and then you there, and then that kind of connects that up, and then I can have that kind of repeat downwards. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Alright, so I've gone ahead and built a little bit of structuring, as you can see here, and I'm actually really happy with this. For the top, I went for mostly pillars connected by these little bits here, which I might do similar to this. I'm not 100% sure yet. I don't know, we'll work it out. But anyway, now is the time we gotta work it out, I guess. Lo-fi remix? Beats to study to, bro. Why does this bang so hard? I've been lying to you this whole video so far. Lying, pretending that this is my first attempt at doing this. It is not the second attempt either. It is the third attempt at making this auto level. This right here was my second attempt at doing an auto. And you can see very similar colors and all of that. And that's why I already had the colors. The first attempt was even worse. And this doesn't look terrible, but I wasn't very happy with just like having a couple boring structures and then putting auto around that. I don't know. I didn't really love that. But I do want to go ahead and kind of use some of this design here. And I want to try and have like a similar sort of feel to this still. Like I'll probably still incorporate a few elements of the decoration here. Not quite sure how I'm going to do that yet, but yeah, I guess let's just start off with this bit here. All right, so for this structure, I do something pretty similar to my second attempt at this level. That being using these objects here. So I started with a bunch of slopes in here, and then I put some blocks and like some brick objects and stuff to fill in the other just singular blocks. And then after discovering that this structure covers up like half the screen, I realized I can definitely not just fill the rest with some random block. So I got to work building some of these archways here that I could incorporate some more interesting design with. Copy pasted them up and then remembered why I don't ever use these round objects. I love them so much, but my god are they a pain to work with. So to solve this problem, I just filled them in with a bit of a darker block, and hopefully that'll give the illusion that that is more set back in the future. Then I decided that I'd fill everything around the archways with the same kind of design that I did in the second attempt. Alright, and after getting carpal tunnel from spamming WASD, I had this whole structure filled in completely. Oh no, I put these all on the wrong layer. After fixing that horrible mistake, I went ahead and started adding some metallic slopes on the top of this structure just to kind of give it a bit of a nicer border. I don't know. And then of course, something I've learned with these metallic slopes is always add a little layer of white blending glow with a little bit less brightness. It just makes it look so much better. I don't know what it is. Okay, so this is cool and all, but what I want to do is I want to make these bricks pulse to the music. You can see here that these bricks kind of pulse to the music, and doing this on a large scale is going to take quite a bit of time, but hopefully it won't be too bad. Hi, so this took like ages. I started off by selecting a random assortment of blocks. I didn't want any that were right next to each other, but I wanted to select a decent amount of them, maybe like a fifth or a quarter type deal. And after doing that, I added them to the next free group and then put down a pulse trigger that pulses that group to red, just so I can see which objects I've already added to a group, which is really handy because the next step is going in and basically repeating the process, selecting a bunch of random blocks that aren't the ones I've already selected, by the way, and then giving him a group, adding a pulse trigger, selecting a bunch of random blocks, giving him a group, adding him a pulse trigger. You get the idea. And after I was done with that process, I could give these pulse triggers different values, spread them out, and get some really, really nice looking pulses out of it. Yeah, I really like that. I'm going to take this and then just kind of loop that kind of sequence around, I reckon. Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Oh my god. I might take a couple of these and shift the hue a bit more for like for each of the curves. I'll change the hue a bit. Nice. All right, cool. So now that we've got that main block design, which we'll do on this side as well, I'll do something different for this. I think I'll just probably maybe have a similar pillar design, maybe use these blocks, but like as a pillar, and then have the same old this connecting them together. I think that would be good just to tie the parts in together. I have an idea for these, which I'll get into in a little bit, but for now I want to try and finish this off with these inside bits here. Okay, yeah, I think I like that a little bit better. I'm not gonna lie. I think the next thing I want to do is, if I go into layer 4 maybe, yeah, this is the details layer. I want to add some saw blades in there, not that one. These are kind of fine just being empty. Yeah, my original plan was to fill them with something, but honestly, I don't mind them being just completely empty. Maybe I could put like some ground spikes in them. Oh, yep. Okay, that's what I'm doing. They're not okay being empty because I want to add some ground spikes. They are not visible in the slightest, but what I could maybe do the same thing that I did with the other ones and just make these like blending of some description. And then I could chuck one of these BBs in here. BBs. I like that. I want to continue that theme. So I'm going to not necessarily copy paste the guy everywhere, but I will copy paste these ground spikes around. I don't want to always have these guys sticking out, but we need something down there. Would a bat sticking in there be all right? I never used the bats. I really like working with little monsters and stuff. I haven't done it like much in the past, but it's so much fun, dude. It adds so much more character to levels, I feel like. I don't know. I like them. Okay, I want to add a little bit more deco here in these as well. Just like, I don't know, probably even a chain would do it, right? I think hanging down from the top here, I think I want to do something hanging. And I'll do like something with chains maybe, and then have a little light object there. Could even put just like a pulsing object. I'm going to select all of these and then give them the minty color. Or just the, not the minty, but the opposite color, right? That looks sick, dude. I really, really like that actually. Okay, now I gotta design these pillars somehow. Alright, so I've done a lot of copy pasting from the previous part and a little bit from here over to here. And this part is honestly really starting to come together. I was really nervous adding in this giant structure. I was like, oh god, how am I going to make this interesting? But I feel like I've done a decent job with that. I'm definitely happy with it. But yeah, I think it's probably about time we come up with a design for these little bits in here, which I have a pretty interesting design for. What I'm thinking of doing is using not these slopes, which we were using before, but using these ones right here and creating a bit of a design like this, where we have kind of like these arrows popping down. And I'd like to have these pulsing down, kind of maybe even with these blocks right here. But yeah, you can kind of see how that works, which I think works quite well. I'd like that. Yeah, not really too much else to say there. I think that works. Over there. All right, I don't think you should be able to see under any of those. I think we should be good there. All right, so I've copy pasted all these pulses along and did a special little thing right at the end. You can see kind of when the song picks up. Yeah, it kind of like increases the intensity along with these pulses as well. Yeah, I think that's cool. Nice. All right, cool. And this little floating structure here. Yep, I think that works. All right, cool. So I think that's like all of the block design in place that I want to do. Yeah. Oh, I still need to add decoration to these little top bits, but I'll do that in a second. I think before I do that though, I want to do some more connected deco. And I'm not going to do the same connected deco I did here. I'm going to alter it a little bit to incorporate this secondary color a little bit more. Because as usual, it's a constant battle to try and get more of the secondary color in. And I think I want to try and use this stuff here. I'll maybe add a bit of a glow piece there. I know I do this every single bloody time, but it makes it look good, all right? It makes it look good. Something like that. Yeah, I think that works. I like that, yeah. I think that looks kind of decent. And then to kind of bring the theme of the previous part with these pulsing squares, I'm actually going to add some pulsing circles onto these maybe. I originally didn't mean to have these laid below, and then I later changed them and didn't like it as much. I kind of like it being laid below. It adds something to it. I don't know. I like it. And then I think in between some of these pulses, I'm going to pulse the 2 color right here to black. Yeah, just an extra little pulse in there. Kind of wacky. I like it. Alright, so I've gone ahead and put in the decoration for this little top bit here, and one last little thing that I want to do for that, put these little animated things right here, and put them on like 1-1, but make them really, really dark. So they're barely even noticeable, but they are there, they are. And then I'll just like copy paste these around a little bit like this. Yeah, you can see those there. That's awesome. I really like that. All right, now onto the ball part. Oh God. All right, so I started this part off with a little bit of trial and error. I put a ball portal here to kind of shift the boundaries a little bit, and then decided to put a UFO portal instead of the first ball portal. This means that this part starts off with pretty wide boundaries, and then as the song picks up more, you go into the ball portal, which has tighter boundaries, and so the floor and the ceiling kind of come a bit closer together and it looks more intense, you know? Then I did a little bit of copy paste down below because you could see past the edge of that platform, and then it was time to finally start work on the design. I want to do a design using these pulsing like brick things here. I want to use those. I don't know if I want to do more metallic slabs. Probably not. I'm tempted to just copy paste one of these slopes like this and then have that go kind of under like that. And then I can have maybe some sort of an other design going down under. Oh, it's like Australia. Oh, down under. Whoa. I don't know what that was. And then have something else kind of like a shadow almost below it. What if I just use like these default blocks like this? Like it in a weird way. And then I might do a similar thing for these as well, where I'll have this kind of go across like this, build this out as a full structure like that, but have a gap in the middle, which will have these down there. Yeah, sure. And then I can just have like these blocks going across the top like that. Nice copy paste segment like that. Nice. Yeah, cool. I think that works pretty nicely. And something else I might do is just like an interesting way of doing structuring is having something like this sticking up that side. And then on the other side, I can use, I don't know, this or something. Yes, I'm copy pasting because I'm lazy. What are you going to do about it? But just have like two things like that and then have a block in the middle and then kind of like that. So that's almost holding it in a way. I think that's neat. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's neat. And then I'm going to copy paste this maybe. And I'm getting very lazy with just copy pasting now, dude. It's fine though. It still looks cool. So as an extra little detail, I'll just add like a chain below this and then a chain below that. Then I'll probably do a similar thing with the ground spikes as over in this section. Oh God, my layering might be dreadful, but it's not too bad. Yeah, do that kind of a thing. So it's just covering everything at all times. Yeah. And then I'm going to try and make this move up as the boundaries closen. Closen? Yeah, that's a word. Yep, that looks perfect. All right, nice. Why is that selecting up here, dude? That makes no sense. I've just kind of really awkwardly realized I haven't like done a saw blade design for these at all. I could add like one of these in the center that's like layered above. And then maybe even do one of these things in the very, very center. I found a really weird optical illusion. If you stare in the middle of this thing here while I play the music and it goes white, just stare in the center right here. Everything else looks green. All of this around here looks green, even though it changes to pure white. That's so weird, dude. What the hell? Alright, cool. And as one last little detail, I might just add some of these sticking out. Why not? Just as a little extra thing. Nothing too special, just something to add a little bit more detail, you know? Ooh. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring back this design here. Yeah, that's right. Alright, I have just realized I do want to do another color change here as well. So let's just change the background color. Oh my God, dude. Let's go once again with a similar color to the red. Maybe I can just keep going around the color wheel and go to more of like a blue. Oh, I really, really like this. All right, I'm just gonna tweak a couple things and just clean up a couple things because if I just pause it at the right time, you can see, yeah, there's a little bit like up here that you can see, and there's a couple other bits like that. Like if I go here, you can see a bit down there. Real quick, I'm going to do one more little background bit, and that is going to be these giant bushes here. You can kind of see how those work. I'm going to do that, but like brightness down a bunch. I'm only trying to go with simple for this level, even though this is like one of my favorite levels I've made ever at this point. And yeah, with that, I'm going to go ahead and call this episode complete. But I mean, I can't end off the episode without showing you the full level now, can I? Nice. And there it is. Boom. Now, chances are I might come back and change, especially this last part. I'm just kind of running out of time, but I might change this custom background later and just a few little details. But for now, I'm really, really happy with how this has turned out, like genuinely. I've been trying my best recently with just creating in general to just kind of try things, keep them and run with it, right? And I feel like I've done that a lot here and I'm really, really happy with the end result. But of course, as always, let me know what you think of the decoration and all that. But yeah, I had a really good time making this, honestly. I had a feeling making an auto level would be a little bit boring, but honestly, I didn't find that boring at all. at all. I thought it was kind of fun. Next episode, we get into the drop, and I want to really take advantage of auto stuff with a lot more vertical movement, a lot more stupidly tight timings that are possible on 60 Hertz. Oh, I should test that. Yep, it's all possible on 60. All right, we're good. Yeah, I feel like this was just kind of more of an introduction to it, and next episode, we'll definitely get into the more stuff you can do with auto, I guess. But yeah, for now, I'm going to end this episode off here. Thank you so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed. You may notice that the upload frequency has taken a slight dip recently, and that's because I want to focus more on videos like this. This video took quite a long time to put together, but as far as I've made it so far, I'm really happy with how it's turning out. And yeah, I just want to give myself the time to make the videos I want to make without having to rush them as much as possible so I can get 3 uploads out in a week, right? It felt like I was getting to a point, especially with a lot of the playing videos, where I was like, I gotta upload 3 times a week, so I gotta do 2 playing videos and then 1 building video. Even though all I want to do this week is build stuff, I'll just do another GDDP video just as kind of like a filler type thing, right? And I didn't really like how that was going. I wasn't really feeling it making those videos, and those videos aren't getting as many views either, so I'm pretty sure that you can tell as well. I don't know, I want to make videos I'm genuinely interested in and just kind of, and continuing the theme of just documenting the random stuff I do in the game. That's kind of how this channel started, and that's kind of how I want to continue it. And my interests recently have been a lot more with creating. I've been experimenting around with creating so much in my free time and really enjoying it. And so I want to make videos about that, but yeah. Anyway, I think that's enough rambling from me. Thank you so much for watching this video. Really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you to all the members, as always, especially Crazy, Mary, and Karen. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you later.